Welcome to Le Grand Voyage with Chateau Malottic La Gravière. Have you ever seen on a bottle of wine the phrase old vines? Much less common, in fact I'm not sure I've ever seen it, is the phrase young vines. So what is it about old vines that makes them so special? Actually, Bordeaux, a place where you'll never see old vines on the label, is a great place to go and find out. There is something remarkable about old vines, and when we're talking old we mean late teens, certainly into the 20s, maybe 30s, even 40s, something like that. Vines can live beyond that, but they become very, very old. And when you have fruit from older vines, there's less of it, but it's more concentrated. There's more weight to it. We often talk about the mid-palate, and there's a greater weight of fruit that sits on the mid-palate. You get wines that are, I don't know, can we say this, more profound, wines with more complexity and depth. Young vines can make great wine, they can make lovely wine. It just doesn't have that profundity about it. Actually, there is an exception. Winemakers often talk about the virgin vintage, the very first fruit that comes off a new, youngly planted vine. It might only be 3 years old. That can be exceptional, and some of the great wines of the world have come from virgin vine fruit. But vines are, I suppose, they're a bit like children. I'm lucky I've got several, and they can be challenging when they're toddlers. They can be difficult as teenagers. It can be unruly. You have to work with them. You have to, if you like, discipline them, tell them what to do, give them structure. It's not until they get into their 20s that they, if you like, find their own way in life. And the same seems to be true of vines. Certainly when we get to Bordeaux, the Grand Vin, the one that has the chateau's name, will be one that's exclusively made of old vine fruit. So what happens to all the fruit that comes from younger vines? Because we know winemakers have to replant periodically. That will often go into the second wine or other labels that the producers have. And they will tend to tell you that these are wines for younger, fresher drinking. They're, if you like, lunchtime wines, but they're certainly wines for the short term. And if you want to lay something down, you should go to the Grand Vin. There's a lot we don't know about wine. It's what makes it, I suppose, very special, very magical, is that there are still many mysteries to uncover, and what happens to old vines is certainly one of those things. But one thing is for sure, come back tomorrow and we will have more interesting stories of things that we do know about the region of wine and Bordeaux with Le Grand Voyage. See you then.